signs that somebody is coming down on cocaine, the come down signs of cocaine addiction. I was doing 1 to 2 8 balls of coke a day. And unfortunately, when you're an addict in the beginning stages of addiction, you sometimes can't tell people are addicts. Whether it's meth, whatever their drug of choice is, they do a very good job hiding it. But the one thing that no addict can hide are the come downs that you hit. So these are the come downs that I at least struggled with when it came to cocaine, which fueled my addiction even more. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. What's up, guys? My name is Eric, and I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. And those were my drugs of choice. I was obsessed with them. And one of the things you don't realize is with cocaine, especially in the early usage of my cocaine addiction, you couldn't tell I was really on coke, and I was a very isolated, coke user. I mean, the only thing you could really pick up on is my IBS, because I'd be constantly going to the bathroom because I didn't want to do coke in front of anybody else, and I didn't want to share it with anybody else, so I'm going to do it by myself. But the one thing that you cannot hide is you cannot hide the come downs. And to really see that somebody is coming down off of cocaine, there is a couple of them that just really stand out. And the big one is that you get fidgety. If you don't realize it, cocaine affects your dopamine and your serotonin receptors. It affects all your neurotransmitters. And one of the things is you start to get fidgety because it's almost like this anxiety starts to take over that you know what's coming next. So next thing you know, you're usually shaking a leg a little bit. You're clenching up your jaw even a little bit more, because you know there's not going to be any more into your system. And it's like this itch that will never itch unless you do more. And so if you see somebody and they are starting to tense up and they are starting to have those twitches and they are starting to flex, they are starting to have those cocaine come downs. And that's usually from a higher amount. One of the other things is a mood drop. I mean, it's literally like a manic depressive bipolar episode that you get somebody who has this big mood energy. They're just all about it, hoorah, jumping up on tables. They are just on it. And then all of a sudden they crash, and that crash is extreme. It goes from like extreme happiness, joy, talkative, just friendly, outgoing, to just closed down, depressed. They're getting sad, head down, don't want to talk to anybody. Start isolating themselves because you feel depressed. And what do you do when you feel depressed? Like you're not going to share with anyone, hey, I'm depressed, I'm coming down off of coke. So you just try to start hiding it. So if you notice somebody go from just this big mood energy to like depression, depressed mode or Eeyore mode, it's usually a come down. And that's a lot of times a come down from a stimulant. Mine was from cocaine, but it also is very similar when it's a come down from meth. Another big come down that you're going to notice people is there's going to be this fatigue all of a sudden that hits, because let's face it, your heart rate is just going to town. When you're on it and you're peaking on it, you're usually physically exerting yourself, you're moving, that you do get some fatigue from it. So you have this depression, fatigue, twitch almost going. And these are like kind of the 3 big signs that somebody is coming down from cocaine. The come down of cocaine is extremely obvious. People aren't looking you in the eye. The dry mouth really kicks in and you're aware of the dry mouth. So you're trying to drink water to get this. One of the other things is you're going to notice them just be sniffing and messing with their nose even more than what they were doing when they were using, because let's face it, a lot of times you're trying to get a little bit more of it just out of your nose and back into your system to try and fight off this depression. But this is what I experienced when it came to the come downs of cocaine. And maybe this helps somebody understand why somebody is the way that they are. And I can tell you this, if you have a cocaine addict in the family or a friend, easiest thing to do is just stay away, because trying to help them, they're going to have to get help themselves. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button, comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know the signs that you had when you were coming down from cocaine. Because I think the more that we share, the more that people understand addiction, the more that people understand how to recognize addiction. And then when it comes to that is, for the people that recognize addiction, how do I get these people out of my life or protect myself and set up healthy boundaries? And for the other ones, they go, dude, I want to get sober and I don't want this life anymore. I got links down below to NA and AA. They're great resources for anybody out there struggling, just looking for help. And if you do want to get sober, the first thing just starts with you and telling everybody around you that you're an addict and that you need help, and truly being real about it. So for the one out there struggling, don't give up. It gets better.